In Absolute Universe, there is no Paradise Island, no sisterhood of Amazons. Instead, there is hell, and that's where Diana was born, raised, and forced into a new kind of hero. Today, we are unpacking Absolute Wonder Woman, her blazing origin, her rich mother, her weapons, her battles, and the price she paid for power. And I have to say, the first story that we had in the DCU, I wasn't really the fan of Wonder Woman, but this story is fantastic. I love it. Let's go full in. Unlike her iconic history, the Diana Prince begins not in a golden palace, but in a darkness. As in an infant, Apollo delivers her to Circe, the witch in the underworld itself. He bans the word Amazon. He forbids the very word. And that's because he doesn't want Diana to know where she's from, and Cersei becomes her only guardian. First, she doesn't take interest in her, but then she grows on her. There is no island of training, no warrior sisters. There is only hell. And here, Cersei raises Diana, teaching her both the ways of magic and the art of survival. Growing up in the underworld, Diana learns dark spells, incantations, and potions. But Cersei doesn't just teach magic, she teaches compassion. Diana's childhood is not lonely. She befriends monsters, souls, creatures other beings would regard as evil. Cersei, the reluctant mother and powerful sorceress, watches Diana grow. In her eyes, Diana is not just a word, she's her daughter. Absolute Diana carries three lassos and a lot of other weapons and potions. Three lassos, one of them is red, which gives pain that the victim has given to others. The blue one is unknown, but the green one is named sacrifice, which turns the victim to anyone or anything that Diana wills. Her sword is a great blade worthy of a myth, powerful enough to fight kaiju level monsters. In battles, she swings it like an extension of her heart. Fierce, magical, unstoppable. And in the battle, one time she made the sword giant enough to cut the monster in half. It was amazing, man. It was amazing. And next, now let's talk about Steve, her love interest. But Diana is not alone in the underworld forever. Steve Trevor washes ashore in hell slash underworld. How and why, we don't really fully know, but maybe it comes later on. But this presence is deeply personal. In a moment of sacrifice, Diana finds out there is a spell to bring back Steve to Earth. So, how does she do that? She sacrifices her own arm to cast a ritual that lets Steve escape. For Diana, he is not just a hero to save, he is a tether to her humanity. She's the warrior, the true warrior. When she finally escapes the underworld, Diana brings all of hell with her, not the demons, but the lessons, the magic, and the responsibility she was taught by her mother. She emerges into the world of men, ready to fight monsters, not just with brute force, but with spells and swords and her unbreakable will. Her arrival in Gateway City marks the beginning of a new mission: protect humanity, challenge the darkness, and prove that compassion forged in fire can still heal. On Earth, her first major test comes in the form of Tetracide, a massive kaiju level monster threatening Gateway City. She doesn't fight alone, she meets as a candy. Barbara Manova, which, if you know, you know, she becomes Cheetah later, and Steve Trevor, which she has seen before, each reimagined for her hellish absolute universe. As she battles mythics, beast after beast, she learns who she truly is, the champion not of paradise, but of the lost, the damned, and the forgotten. And wow, her design is incredible. I have to say that again. Tattoo of magic swirl down her arms, which is, by the way, a magical hand because as you remember, she cut her hand to free Steve. Her armor glows red and black. Her cape is furred, and she rides a skeleton Pegasus. And it's just amazing, man. This is not a princess of peace. This is a warrior witch, a child of fire, and a protector born from suffering. Her journey doesn't end when she first leaves hell. Later in the story, she's dragged back into the underworld, pulled into a cosmic bargain she didn't fully anticipate. There, she's forced to fight a terrible battle. Her lasso of transformation becomes her final weapon. In issue 5, she uses it to transform into Medusa, the woman that if you look at her eyes, you will turn stone. And that was amazing. So I'm not gonna fully go through what exactly happens in that story. You have to do that for yourself. So what does Absolute Wonder Woman bring to our universe and to Absolute Universe? She's not a warrior prince. She's a survivor of hell, a witch forged by fire, a champion who found compassion in pain, a world remade by dark side where hope feels fragile. She's a light carved out of darkness. Absolute Wonder Woman isn't just new, she's necessary because even in a world dominated by tyrants, someone must fight for the lost. In the next episode, we are going through and exploring the absolute Green Lantern. And I have to say that you are going to need to read and listen to it. A hero shaped by will and fear at the same time. That is the greatest Green Lantern story I have ever heard. This is Ellie from Hey Jet Set, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.